From Bugoma, Gongwa, MONBASA, MVITA. I'm still on a roller coaster series. Topic: handlers. Yes, when we talk of handlers, we talk of people who can be able to control something. If you are a driver, you handle the car, you are a handler. In the canine unit, people who keep dogs, be it in the army, be it in the police force, be it in the security companies, there are people who take care of the dogs, are able to move them, are able to control them. Those are called handlers. Today I'm talking about handlers because this is something that has been going on since time immemorial, before the records that we know. We've heard of people who have handled people through witchcraft. If you are from Africa or Asia, at least you're familiar with the word love potion. Love potion are herbs and whatever taken and used in a magical way that when you're given, you become completely fooled in love. You cannot think of anything else but that person. We also have control that is induced by other forms of witchcraft, that is, puts demons or jinns into an entity or a person, and they are able to control the character of that person. There is control that is also induced by punishment, fear, suppression, withdrawal of different things. And a person is made to behave in a manner that is desired by the people, by the person concerned. I'm going to talk about this problem because there have been programs, legal, illegal, legal and illegal, that have been going on over the centuries, over the years, and are even presently going on. For instance, when you are in school, you have a set of regulations. You have a certain pattern of behavior. There are some schools when a principal stands, gets out of the door, everything goes quiet. And it may just be a sign. Gives a sign. It means scram to your classes, scram to this place, or get to the field, or get wherever. Signs, control. This thing extends to the families, parents and their children. There are some parents who induce punishment. There are others who advise and direct children in a certain direction. And there are certain times when they'll get into a place where the child is behaving. They won't say anything, but from the expression on the face, it communicates. And you find a child or a person within that environment, who has grown within that environment, knows that means don't. And somebody doesn't talk, you find somebody was talking, he stops mid-sentence, and that story is over. You ask him, what are you talking about? He says, I've forgotten, or we shall talk it another time. It is seen a sign from a controller. A controller is a handler. Governments have tried different ways of control, and they had reasons for mind control. Mind control could be used to extract information from an enemy. It has been done in the military, it has been done in spy agencies. You catch a spy and you don't know how much that spy knows. Governments started programs, secretly, most of them, that would use chemicals, injections, would use suppression, would use electric shocks, would use such like things, would use raw force to beat out confession into somebody. It has happened around the world. A way of control was also introduced into societies, into institutions, and that's why we have hierarchies, line of handlers, executive officer, or you have a director, a deputy director, go down the line to the bottom person in that line. That is the one that is handled last. These things are used by criminals, by people in society, by religious groups, by government groups. Control is everywhere. I'm talking about control using paranormal powers. There have been some programs you may see through the internet, like kitten control programs. Some people are saying that some of the top artists, top producers in artwork, play, music, whatever, some had been brought up by handlers. And you will find they exhibit certain characteristics that do not appear ordinary in public. There's an inducement of paranormal powers. Sometimes there's an inducement of fear. Somebody is suppressed, given threats, so you just give a word or a sign. This one works in different ways. For those who have experienced, you will find that you may be pursued by people and they start funny things. Every time you pass in a place, you will find somebody hammering something, somebody hitting something. Every place you pass in a place, something is hit. Maybe the doors are being hit, the garbage cans are being hit, people are playing, but they are explosive things. They may be polythene papers are tied together, then they are stepped on to produce an explosive thing. You find it reaches another time now. If there are people who move or trying to induce certain things, they may use common things like the motorbikes you have, where they come, they really rob the engine so that there is a sound, a high sound that is produced by the motorbike or vehicles. There are certain keywords that will be used when people are passing by you. There are certain colors that are put on. There are certain patterns, formations that are made. There are certain activities that people portray. And when the victim, the person being handled, sees that, it induces certain fear into that person. So you find there are control programs like kitten or the cat program, mostly this was done on mostly female people. Some were exposed to harsh conditions like forced prostitution, and due to that trauma, they could be made to do certain things. Some people with hypnotic powers were able to program and are able to program people for certain activities. You may find happenings that have taken place, and suddenly the people who have executed certain things tell you they can't remember. Sometimes others say because of defense, you'll be accused for that crime. But at other time, they can't remember because they have gotten handlers who program them. It may be an assassination. So you're programmed. And once you perform that activity, everything is erased from the mind. You can't remember doing it. You can't remember anything. You can't even remember the one who sent you. But when you are going into action, you had all details. And you performed as per the details. It always used to amaze me how the killer of former president of America was Kennedy, was being questioned, and he would say he couldn't remember anything. It gave possibilities of other people thinking of another person with a rifle shooting. It may have been the case, or it may have been a program. You execute and it's out of your mind. So there have been handlers, and people have been programmed to do certain things. It may be stealing information. One will go and steal information, give information, and it evaporates. They can't remember anything. Mind control has been used by different people. There are people who have ability to control their wives, ability to control their husbands, ability to control people in society. This is something that has entered into our day-to-day activities, and mostly we find it out in the form of addictions. There are some people, when they come from their place of work, the first thing that rings in their mind, a bar. Even when they are broke, they'll have to look for money, they'll have to look for friends, but before they go anywhere, they have to get into the bar. It is guaranteed. There are others, it may be a place of worship. They become worship addicts. 6 in the morning is up. It's okay to worship in the morning. It's okay to devote yourself. 10 o'clock is up. Simply. 1 o'clock is there. 4 o'clock is there. 6 o'clock is there. 9 o'clock is there. Finishes the day. So you find there is a problem. And the people who are commanding those programs become your handlers. And you will do everything without knowing that you are under control. Because when a handler is handling you, they make you feel you are the one doing that thing. But actually, it is the programming that is making you do that thing. And some of the electronic devices have put us in a slavery mode. You reach a point when you cannot stay without doing that thing. You are addicted to that thing. You may miss food and you won't stop handling that thing. There are people who may be watching videos, maybe on a certain media channel, maybe in a let's say, internet or something, doing that, certain things, and even finds it difficult to go for a call of nature. He's pressed up, but he can't live to go for a call of nature. So you find that this is something beyond normal. And within the handling system, there are times when other people think they are handling and they are being handled by the other people. So they are also slaves within the system. And there are times when there is a reverse handling. It happens sometimes in parents and their babies. You know, there are times when you are supposed to control the baby, but the baby controls. It's mind handling. So, in the present life, we have to be very careful of how we pattern our life. There is your own program. You can make it. That won't work. But when you find you are working within programs that you don't understand, and they are addictive, get to find out who is your handler. Is it an electronic gadget? Is it a person? Mostly when it is people, it's dangerous. Because there are times when they lead you into ways that you don't want. There are times even when they can lead you into danger. People can program you and program something bad somewhere. You will walk into it yourself. And they'll be amongst the people who will come saying, oh, we are sorry it happened to him. But it was programmed, set up in your mind. So you move like a computer. It's like you are computer programmed and you find yourself in a danger spot. You didn't know how you got to the place. So there is paranormal mind handling. There are those who can handle you that way. Witchcraft, there are those who will handle you that way. Religious and social. There are places where if the elder in the village gets out and shouts, everybody is shivering and running in different directions. And you ask yourself, what's wrong? This is just a human being like us. There are others where people are giving respect. But there are others where people in a position have found a way of executing their control through handling methods, so that people now act like machines. They don't reason. I'm talking about this so that we get out of the situation where we just do things because people are doing. It has happened in places where you find people hear somebody is a thief or somebody has committed a crime. They all get together and sometimes kill that person in a group. But when they come from there, their conscience is biting them. Why did I do that? Because now they are themselves. The other time, there was crowd control. The crowd was having a handler effect on their mind. They just did things without thinking. And we have got situations that happen. Thugs use such a methods to control people. They'll stop you from doing anything because they act as handlers. They will always depict danger to you. When you see them out, you see danger is coming. There are times when they suppress you by threats and fear and everything, in that you are shaken. And you know, when you are very fearful, then it is very easy to be coded and controlled. And the others who have got hypnotic powers, those ones, many people never understand what happens. I was talking of a situation where a lady had gone to tie a goat someplace, they kept goats, and people came in a car and stopped the car and asked for direction. Can you be able to show us A, B, C, D? And that was what the last thing she could remember. But when she came to, she had taken them to her house. She had good money on her accounts, 3 accounts. She went and withdrew from different places and took money to the people in a waiting car. And they drove her up to the estate, a place near where they got her, and dumped her there. And she could not be able to find her direction home. When people found a person who lives within that area and is just hovering around, they asked what was happening, and they directed her to her home. After some time, when she recovered, she could remember people talked to her. She had withdrawn everything, but she couldn't remember how she did it. So you see, those are people who can be able to handle you within a short time. But they are handlers who train you, who threaten you, who induce certain behavior patterns into you. So let's be on the lookout so that we are not caught in this trap of being handled. Handlers are all over the place. They may be our leaders, they may be our higher people in hierarchy, and sometimes they may be people we love most. That love turns that person into your handler. Tell you to do things you could not do under normal circumstances, even evil things, and you find yourself doing them. So be on the watch out. Assess your mind, and if you realize something is working not because you want it, stop. Reason with yourself and find out, am I under a handler, or are my thoughts driving me? I thought it important to share because criminals are using those tactics. Electronic media is using those tactics. You've heard of places where people buy things because they are not planned, but they are talked into it. There are people who have got those powers. There are advertisements that will make you go buy things, and you find you've got things in your house that you didn't need. They are positioning in places. That's why most people, when they're going to supermarkets or wherever, they write lists. Because you may want to buy 5 things. You will buy 16 things, and maybe none of them is relevant to what you went to buy. So you've run broke, you've not gotten what you wanted. You are with things in the house that you can't use. You didn't plan for them, you didn't need them. It is situations that handle your mind. Beware of mind handlers. And be sure, if there is any handling, if you can, identify the handler and keep away from that handle or that thing that is handling you. That is my take for now.